Yo, what's up folks, MTG here with Golgari Rats. One I've had on the back burner for a little bit. I threw it together a while ago, but kind of saving it for a rainy day. But with the Phyrexia, or with B1, we had the printing of Karumonix, the Rat King. 1 black for a 3/3, legendary creature, Phyrexia and a rat. Toxic 1, other rats you control have toxic. But the big thing here is that when Karumonix enters the battlefield, look at the top 5 cards of your library, reveal any number of rat cards from among them, put the real cards into your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library. So it's a 3 mana ringleader effect for rats. Looks at the top 5, grabs all of them, and being 3 or less means it can come into play off of Collector Company. Now, people have messed around with Rat Colony a bunch in Explorer, Pioneer a little bit before, and you know, it's okay, but always kind of lacks that oomph. You kind of eventually just kind of run out of rats. And Karumonix gives you an amazing way to refill. The toxic ability doesn't come up very often, but could potentially. And then, yeah, we kind of surround it with a package of kind of supportive cast characters. So, to kind of give us a 1-drop to play, that accelerates us to like a turn 2 Karumonix, or also towards our Collector Company, and then just being able to make multiple rats on turn 3. We have Elvish Mystic and Llanowar Elf, 3 copies of each, just playing a split, but to give us like the 6 1-drops. We have, as our kind of main rat, 16 copies of Rat Colony. If you're not familiar, you can play any number of them in your deck, and then it's 2 mana for a 2/1, and then it gets +1/+0 for each other rat you control. Fairly straightforward. You play them in multiples, all of a sudden 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're attacking for like 20 on turn 4. And yeah, adds up very, very quickly. The former limited All-Star pack rat, one of the black. Parent equals the number of rats you control. Importantly, Rat Colony is an X1, so if you run into one of the red decks playing like Chain Whirler, that can be an issue. The pack rat also counts other creatures, so if you only have Rat Colonies in play, it would also get swept up. But hey, and obviously it has 3 mana, discard a card, create a token, copy a pack rat. It's still an army that can, and we do have a couple of different army that can effects kind of supplement our rat aggro plan. And so pack rat is the first of those. Obviously Karumonix we've been through already, will refill your hand. Is just incredible. Honestly, it's often like draw 3 cards. Realm Walker is another card that does that. It's a shapeshifter, kind of fills that every creature type role. But here we're declaring rats, then look at the top card of your library anytime, cast creature spells of the chosen type from the top of your library. And so you play it and you can cast all your rats off the top. Super, super solid. Kind of along that line as well, we also have Icon of Ancestry. An Anthem effect that we can play, obviously, again, choosing rats. But then that 3 tap, look at the top 3 cards of your library ability. You reveal a creature card from the chosen type from among them and put it into your hand. The rest go on the bottom of your library in a random order. And so we have a bunch of ways to grind versus mid-range and control decks. Which is where the deck had like previously struggled. And then Collector Company kind of holds everything together. We are at 26, 32 creatures. Normally like 26 is where around you want to be on a company deck. So companies are very, very consistent. Again, we also have like 24 rats, so Karumonix is often going to be hitting a lot. The other thing to talk about spell-wise is that we have a single Malakir Rebirth here. This is something I just wanted to try out. It's simply just a way to kind of like undying a creature. You lose 2 life. And give a creature when it dies, returns to the battlefield tapped, is really strong with Karumonix. You get to reuse into the battlefield effect, and that's kind of the main reason I was like, let's try this out. The rest of the mana is fairly straightforward. Obviously, hey, we are playing rats, and so we have Mutavault here, one of the best rats, adds extra power, can often surprise your opponent with extra power on your rat colonies for lethal damage, or to be able to like get some pretty nice trades in. And then, like, hey, we've got our Black-Green lands, 4 Green Tomb, 4 Animal Race, 4 Darkwood Pathway, and 4 Blooming Marsh, and then attack Anuma to recycle a creature. Again, the best thing you can hit is Karumonix. Normally, like, hey, if you hit 2 Karumonixes off of one of these, like, of a company, or if you end up having to play another one while there's one in play, it's still the end of the world. You're going to draw a bunch of cards still. And so that's really, really solid. So you have a really good aggro, you have a fairly strong aggro plan. Just overwhelm your opponent with rats, and then you can also grind really well versus mid-range control with the Realm Walker, the Icon, the Karumonix, and obviously you've got company. And so, in the sideboard, there are a couple of weaknesses we want to shore up. We don't have lots of interaction for creatures, and so, especially versus aggro, these Fatal Pushes are really important, so we've got 3 copies there. Versus combo, we've got Thoughtseize, kind of the best cards to kind of disrupt what they've got going on. Kind of supplementing the things that we have for mid-range control in the main deck, we have a couple of copies of Shapeless Sanctuary. A 1-mana enchantment, whenever a creature you control becomes a target of spell or ability opponent controls, you may draw a card. Super, super strong, draw a bunch of cards, play more rats. get all the rats out, and then a couple more icons as well. And then lastly, to give us some graveyard hate, we've gone to Leyline of the Void. In particular, because you can, obviously, if it's in your open hand, you start with it in play, but that means that you can then carry on and just play rats to the board rather than have to worry about, like, tapping out later in the game and when you're going to actually sequence your graveyard hate, which is super, super handy. And so we're going to hop into some ranked games. At this point, hey, if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel. I really, really appreciate it. Like all that good stuff, and yeah. If you got anything you want to see me play, let me know in the comments. Okay, to ranked. Alright, hopping into our first ranked match. The deck is, like, surprisingly competitive. It's still not, like, you know, it's not a tier 1 deck in the format by any means, but hey, you can definitely win games on ladder. This is pretty sweet. This is one I kind of, like, had built and then was like, I'll save this for a rainy day. Obviously, Shadows over Innistrad Remastered's coming out in a couple of weeks. We've got a bit of a lull right now. And on that note, if there's anything you want to see me play, do let me know in the comments. No green source here is rough. We do have Rat Colony, but, like, that's the only actual castable card. This is the other end of that spectrum. Opponents on the play, we're on the draw. We can cast a lot of our hand here, and Karumonix will catch us up on creatures if we draw a land. I want to punt on a mulligan. I don't want a multi-6. Screw it. We only need to hit one more land. And we're on the draw. So we're going to get 2 draw steps at it before we start getting horribly punished. But yeah, if there's anything you want to see me play, do let me know in the comments. Or give it a spin. I've got a few things planned. I've got some more, like, interesting content pieces lined up, kind of going over the decks that are going to get a massive boost in Shadows of Innistrad. I say a couple of weeks. It's 27th, I believe. We should get some more spoilers over the next week and a bit. Oh, the kill spell for Llanowar is brutal. Mono red, not really the match I was hoping for. So, hey. But it's the one where our hand gets punished the most, right? But we did not hit the land. Third try to draw into one. Ooh, okay. We dodged the Chain Whirler though. Okay. Alright. Okay. Let's go to speed game 2 pretty speedily. Let's not waste anybody's time. So in this situation we want these fatal pushes. They're playing Chain Whirler, which makes these icons a little bit more interesting. Because we actually have quite a few cards we want to cut. So for example, these Realm Walkers we're not particularly interested in. Like, they're not trying to go to, like, some kind of mid-range game when they're unlikely to sideboard into a more controlling plan. The Valkyrie Birth is interesting, but obviously the loss of life is really, really rough. Being able to, like, flip back Karumonix is pretty powerful. And then, other than that, there are a couple more pieces that you could trim. Like, the easiest thing to do is just trim a couple of rats. We still have a fairly high creature count. We're at 26. 26 is around where you want to be at least if you're playing Collective Company. We're at 30. I think this is fine. We're rolling with this. Fatal pushes will help us hold down the early game, especially if playing something like Eidolon, which could be quite punishing. And then Icon of Ancestry feels a little weird to sideboard into, but Chain Whirler is so brat baking because all your colonies are 2/1s by default, or X1s by default. So hey, again with the one-man hand. Alright, we're gonna mulligan. Hopefully here. Okay, so we've got. Did I put back a company or? I think this is the right decision. I'm just try and draw into the 4th one actually. Okay. Supposed to be. I'm just gonna push this now. That's fine. Karumonix is solid. I'll play this now. If we draw the 3rd Blooming Marsh, I'll be a little sad. But we're trying to save the 2 life. Ooh, Steamkin. Interesting. So... laying them on tap, but this is a little dangerous. They're only out of 3 mana, so it can't be that bad. I think making a Karumonix is fine, but we're going to expect this to die to some kind of removal spell. But that is okay, because it's going to draw us into another one. Aha! The joke is on you! Yeah, get your Twitch voice lines ready. What's the German thing? Rats with the rats. Anyway. Okay, so we lose a couple of things. We did hit the 4th land for company, but I think our best bet is actually to push the Steamkin to stop them kind of going off with it, and then make a new Karumonix. Which, if they don't have removal for, we might just put in front of the Swift Spirit anyway, just to get us some time. So, we'll see. If it absorbs a Lightning Strike, we're pretty happy with that. And by the looks of it, they're going to use 2 spells on it, which is... Okay, one of them's a Bunker Giant, but that's still fine for now. Obviously, prowess will mean that they don't lose out too much, but still. Coco versus Play 2 Rats. I think this is fairly solid. I want to save the pack rat a little bit until we have more rats in play, just so they don't get to just zap it down. So if they have Chain Whirler here, we're in a bit of trouble. Alright, Pyromancer implies that they're not gonna... Like, they can still have the right interaction for Colony to hit land here. They do not, but they've got to play with Fire, Bone Crush Giant. Next turn's gonna be interesting. They don't attack. So you need to make 2... what's the game plan? I kind of do like the... Let's just make 2 more rat colonies. We're on 10, so to be a little respectful. They haven't... This last card is a Chain Whirler they didn't play last turn. Surely they would have played last turn, right? Which wipes our board. We're going to no attacks, just because they can go double removal spell. We don't want to take... Like, we're already on 10. Oh! They top deck the Chain Whirler! Alright, well those cards disappear. We're left with some stuff. What are we on? We're at 6. Maybe we have to take 3 here. The problem with the thing with companies is that we kind of know what we're going to hit already. And the thing about casting it is that you maybe don't hit. And so this we get a guaranteed 2 blockers. They have a Frenzy. Oh dear. Okay. We make these blocks. Trade some things off, leave them with a Chain Whirler. Okay. Oh, they have a Raminite Burns as well. See what they hit. Land off the top. That's not good. I was going to say, this is the most telegraphed missed company I've ever seen. Alright, there's another one. That is fair enough. That is fair enough. We did get blown out a little bit. I could have tried to play around the top deck Chain Whirler a bit better. But, yeah. Tough times, tough times. Alright, well that was 7 minutes. Let's hop into a couple more rats matches. Should have time for 2 more, I think. Rats, we're the rats. Okay. See if we can fare any a little better. Yeah, so Mono Red can be a little tough anyway, just because they have early pressure plus removal spells. But Goblin Chain Whirler is already the big kind of you got to us. Again, another hand here where mana is just a little awkward. I'll play the 4 Mutavolts with a total of 21 lands, I believe. But hey. In a little bit of a spot where we need to draw a black land. Okay, so Black Eclipse implies red-black. I'm going to see a Thoughtseize here. I wonder if that takes company or it takes the Llanowar off. Let's take the Llanowar off. Alright, that's fine. Here we get to go Llanowar off and then we'll make a rat. Cost us some life. But in theory, we're fairly well positioned versus red-black, just because we, like, Karumonix will draw us a bunch of cards. And we should be able to win the kind of, like, 1-4 resource game. In theory. You know. Things don't always work out the way you want them to. Yeah, so we're still down a black source. But... yeah. As we need another black source before we can cast Karumonix. So, you know. Food for thought. In the meantime, the Rat Colony beatdown is going. Mute a lot of their own. Yeah, people are playing more Mutavaults in red-black, which is interesting because You occasionally, like, run into problems with the mana already. Mutavault's interesting. It makes me kind of want to attack with the Mutavault that we have. Make sure I activate the right one. Obviously, we're often some trades and things off here. Also, if they let the rat colonies through, they're going to take a ton of damage. We can still activate the Mutavault. I'm going to black block both like this. That's fair enough. We do get to keep our land. Okay. Alright. There you go. And now it's like, okay. We're playing off the top. They have a handful of cards. Obviously, they'll be able to lead off a Fable a little bit. Or, well, I'll be able to lead off Fable a little bit. Okay, Fable isn't too bad. Let's see what we hit for our draw step. It's a rat. It's pretty solid, you know. I wanted to do this the other way. Alas. And hey, the manlands are doing work. The manlands are doing work. So flipping one Saga. And they're going to get to cycle through some more cards. Do these? I can't remember what discarded earlier. Another Fable hits the bin. Played it like a set. Realm Walker's an interesting one. We're in a position where we should be able to get some cards off of it. How are you trying to attack my lands? I don't appreciate that. Okay. Realm Walker, one of the best cards in the matchup. Unfortunately, don't have a rat we can actually play here. I'm kind of forced to like offer something with Rat Colony. I'm fine with them trading the Mutavault for it, or them trading the Reflection for it. Obviously, would be great. But yeah, I think you have a removal spell. So we have Llanowar, we have Elvish Mystic on top, and then hopefully under that is a pile of rats. Interesting, interesting. Harvester gives them a way to kill the Realm Walker, which I guess they're going to do now, actually. We are in a spot of bother. Yeah, they're going to be able to just add to a bunch of reflection things. Okay. We'll give ourselves a draw step, so we can maybe draw into something like Company that can get us out of this, but probably go into game 2. Liliana? Sure. Presume we are just going to get edicted. It's fine. I think I just sacrificed an elf.
One of your friends has to leave.
Well, this is a little interesting because they can make copies of the Blood Tide Harvester on end. No, they can do them on my end stuff. It's fine, I guess. Yeah, we're gonna get comboed out a little bit. We still don't have a Black Source that doesn't hurt us. We still can't cast Karumonix, so it's probably over. Yeah, I guess clear out like all anywhere else, and that our Irish Mystics are kind of done. All right, game number 2. Shaper Sanctuary, excellent. Icon of Ancestry, the kind of advantage is actually pretty nice. I don't care about any of their creatures. So the Fatal Push is kind of are worthless. They aren't killing Fable kind of on the face of it anyway. One, I guess, strike against us for not having any like enchantment hate. We could board into Thoughtseize, but I don't really feel all about it. They're boarding in quite a lot of non-creature cards, but I think we're still fine just cutting some rat colonies again, bringing it down those numbers. I think I'm fine leaving a Thoughtseize out, just because I don't want to put too many non-creatures. I think this is the best configuration. Yeah, okay. Alright. We get a lot better post-board. And so we're going to try and win back-to-back. Be on the play here, which is nice. Alright, hand looks good. We have the Shape of Sanctuary, which we get to play before they get to Thoughtseize, which is excellent. Hey, we'd like to draw into a land or two, but that's just the normal status. Alright, they did a mulligan down. I'm going to go ahead and play our enchantment out. So yeah, Shape of Sanctuary, whenever a creature you control comes to like a spell or ability your opponent controls, you may draw a card. So, any kind of removal spell will trigger that. It should give us a pretty nice edge. So we shall see, we shall see. Here's a Harvester. Is an ability. I'm going to run out Karumonix here. Karumonix for 3 cards is quite nice. Already kind of on the up and up. And to start the block off is a good way to get rid of all my creatures without having to trigger the Sanctuary. And then we'll see how these things play out. They might just have Liliana here, which would be a little awkward. But, you know, respectable. Okay. Cast Bunkisher Giant. So, how do you feel about this? Need some kind of fine trading. I'm gonna company main phase. No, because we don't get the Karumonix back. Down to 4 cards. Alright, I'm gonna say go and then insert company. We're gonna save the Realm Walkers till later on, because then we'll have more mana and they'll be better. And so use the companies early now. And then later on in the game, go for the Realm Walkers. Company up. We'll grab a pack rat when we can, and we'll take the rat colony. I don't think I'm too fussed about the elves or whatever. We did draw one here though. I'm just going to company here again. Well, isn't exactly what we wanted. But we're going to draw a bunch of cards. And then have to discard. Alright. I'm not going to attack with the pack rat. Oh yeah. Thing is, because we have 4 mana, we're going to be going rat for the next few turns. If we draw a land, the Mystic helps. I think actually just getting rid of rat colonies is the best thing to do. Like if we draw a land this turn, then the other Mystic we want to keep hold of. Alright, Shield Dread we don't have good answers for, but we can kind of just, you know, make some headway in attack and see. Sort of. We actually can't attack into it. I think this is fine because next time we can threaten effectively lethal. The Shield does put a clock on us. Alright, Liliana.
Enough with the mysteries. I've come.
Well, the Shape of Sanctuary hasn't done anything yet. We'll get rid of the Karumonix. It's fine. Okay. At this point, we're kind of like, yes, I actually would like to draw into a land, please. Alright. Sure. Um, because we can only make 2 rats. Oh, that is awkward. Leon's gonna get to uptick, which is fine. If we're not gonna be able to attack through the children anyway, then actually doing something like this is maybe better. The thing about the Realm Walker is it lets us actually get 2 lands faster. This does look very silly if we just died to Children anyway. We do have a land on top, which is nice. Alright, Meat Vault's good as well, because obviously it can, as the 5th land, we'll be able to add to it if we play 2 lats with our Star Mana. But discard's a card. Still on the discard rat colony train. Yeah, I mean, it's doing a lot. We have land on top, so we know how to handle land next turn as well. We can get Icon. Again, we're not out of cards yet. Actually, especially if they're going to go make a sacrifice a creature, it makes sense to go wider. Tricky. Oh, they're going to block one of these? Oh, they're going to Fatal Push the Realm Walker. Interesting. Okay. Because we have land on top, I'm kind of fine sacrificing Mutavault to the... I guess... Don't sacrifice the Mutavault, I may as well sacrifice the Mystic, right? They get to gain some life back on Shoulder. They do have the blood tokens as well. In our case, we have 4 turns to kill them. Effectively. Sacrifice the one that's not a rat. Alright, Fable. We're presenting like effectively lethal damage here. Next turn. Alright, we have a rat on top. I try to be careful how we tap for things. This is a big attacks right now. I just try to work out if I want to play Icon. Or rat. There gives me another body, which means we can definitely present lethal next turn. I mean, like, we're attacking for lethal damage here, but they're going to block something with the token. So we do have, like, +6/+6 kind of playing, depending on what they do. Yeah, maybe it's out of the... I don't think it's out of the Rumble, because it's with us. So... 7, 7, 8 is 22. I think they're push. The other thing is we have to be a little careful because they might just have enemy vault as well. We have 2 blockers. I'm gonna make the attack. So the minute they're taking 15, 16, 17. 18, 20, 21. We get them to go to 2. Okay. Sure. This is the game plan. What's that last card? Okay. Oh! Jeez. Wait. Oh, not dead. But they're not dead either. They have 2 meter vaults, we have 2 meter vaults. We're on 6, which is actually pretty scary. Go rat again. We'll cast this rather than play. Like, yeah. It's a weird one. When we have other stuff to do, the icon we don't want to play. They have attack. Now they have reflection. We're on 7. Jeez. There's a lot going for him. There's a lot going for him. But we do have rats. And I guess, like, everything's a stone rain, kind of. Alright. Rat from library. I don't really want to see the rebirth. Yeah, that's fine. I don't want to get this double blocked. It's one of the only things we've got going for us right now. They have animated. They have animated both though. Are they trying to burn us out with the meat hook massacre? Do they know they have a shell drone on top? Is that what's going on? There's not a Crocs floating around here, that would tell me. Ooh, Misery Shadow. Oh, they have 4 lands. Okay. Yeah. I guess we do need to be careful. I guess we can copy. Oh. Does think they use the mana. They didn't double block. I don't know. Oh, it triggers the. We should have to make that caster. Pretty tough, pretty tough. Okay, yeah. We need to make sure we're making actual lethal attack, I think. I think that's the key. I'll cast this from hand. This is opponent's creatures. Yeah, that stops them gaining life. There you go. But oh. Interesting. So the team vaults. Right now they have 2 blockers, for example. So she's either presenting a lethal attack, it depends what they have in hand. No, I feel fairly good about this attack. Yeah, we can animate both of these, make the rat colony, sort of everything. They're just super dead. The triggers go on the stack, but they die of the damage. I wish we had slightly better answers for like the Fable, but it's not what we are. It's not what we are. The icon was a bit awkward there actually. I maybe want to cut these better. Let's see. Maybe just up our colony count. That seems kind of lame though. Lame's not the right word. We're bringing like Thoughtseize. They've got Meat Hook Massacre and stuff like that as well. This is also possible. We do something like this. Yeah, we keep a couple of copies down. Like, and the other thing about thoughts is that we can pitch it to pack rat later on in the games. It's not bad. All right. So the second match has gone on quite long, so I think this might be the last one I play out again with a one-land hand. We can't versus red black keep this because they're gonna push the line around. Well, I pressed the button. Well, you know, these things happen. They did mulligan. We do have a second land anyway. Everything just kind of works out. Haha. Let's have that. I'm expecting this to get bone crushed. It did not. Okay. So what was that hand going to be? It's going to be Liliana? Okay. Fable, and then kind of relying on Fable to dig them through. We didn't know how to hit a land. So that is going to be fairly possible. I think what I want to do here then is actually to... I want to play the pack rat early, but I don't I don't really want to play it right now because it's vulnerable to stomp. So soon pack rat. Did they pitch Shieldred out? Okay. Pitching Shieldred Liliana says we don't have lands, because otherwise you would order those. They're fairly strong. Or that they have a backup Shieldred. Alright. This time we are obviously on the draw, and so further behind we are also still looking for a land. Okay. We'll see. Depends what else they have. They are going to have a flipped collection as well. Maybe we do kind of need more, at least some kind of interaction. This is where we get stunts. Because like at this point they're on 21, the Shieldred can just start attacking us, which is not good for the course. No sir. Not literally the worst. Alright, we can do this. We can make it happen, I believe. Rats with the rats. Their active reflection is making me have some doubts. I'm not gonna lie. But, like, you know. Look at it, it's for like 8 this time. Oh, a trespass is even worse. Okay. Oh, they're gonna be friendly and they're gonna, yeah, power up a bogus giant. Not done yet though. It's not done yet though. We are gonna, sure, we're gonna die to Shieldred triggers. It's fine. They had to end step, make a graveyard trespasser. We have 1/2 creatures in the graveyard. They have a creature in the graveyard. We're dead to that plus Shieldred triggers already. I should cast as many things as doesn't flip just in case they don't decide to activate it. But yeah. We'll take Pack Rat, Realm Walker. Rats with rats. No attacks. Yeah. End phase, make a trespasser. Drain us for 1. You have like a decent good game versus red blacks of all the grinding cards, but yeah, we got a little stuck here. Like if you have like Shape of Sanctuary versus some of the stuff here, in a bit better spot. Obviously our mana didn't quite line up, we got stuck on 3 lands, we hit our 4th land for company, so we don't forward far behind. But yeah. And it's fair, it's fair. This play draw in a nutshell. We're dead to this Shieldred activation, implying that they activate. Okay, cool. We will scoop them up. Well, that has been Green Black Rats. We actually didn't win any matches here, but the deck is like fairly solid. You can see how it can compete at least. We did take a game off of red-black there, which is obviously one of the strongest decks in the format. But yeah, okay, you are a little draw dependent. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. Like the video, all that good stuff. And yeah, if you got anything you want to see me play, let me know in the comments. Peace out.